Alright everyone, it turns out that a rogue NSA contractor called Reality Winner, actually, was leaking information to the multinational, aka so-called US press. We're talking about The Intercept and CNN and stuff. Was leaking material regarding like the Russian election bullcrap from the NSA. Now this individual had top secret clearance. I think there are several things that need to be said here, you know, sort of get ahead of it. I wasn't even going to make a video, but then I'm like, well, everyone's going to be talking about this for days. Might as well weigh in early. The first thing is, to anyone who's going to conflate this, I know some people will, I'm sure they already have, with like what Snowden did. Two totally different situations. This is an ongoing investigation into a foreign state's possible intrusions into our system. That sort of top secret info on some foreign state has nothing in common with what Snowden did. Snowden disclosed, yeah, the US government is spying on US citizens on a massive and unprecedented scale without their knowledge or consent, and they need to know that this is going on so they can determine whether they think it should be going on in the future, so that there's clarity, so that there's transparency. Totally fucking different. Everyone knows the government's investigating Russia constantly. It's not a revelation to anybody. They're just, you know, Reality Winner, which is in reality the loser of this situation, was leaking it to the multinational press, the legacy media, you know, CNNs and stuff. So don't try to conflate it, you know, with that. Number two, this individual apparently worked for CNN anyway. Before entering in as an NSA contractor. Oh, isn't that very fishy? A little bit funny. I guess that the legacy media wanted to infiltrate the government. They're like, yeah, they had inside knowledge that Trump was actually ahead or something. They knew that their own polls were a bunch of bunkum, and so they decided to infiltrate so they could keep getting stories. It's like, oh, we're worried about Trump or something. So one deep state leaker down. There are probably others, so don't get your panties in a twist celebrating just yet. But nothing in common with, like, disclosure of what the government's doing wrong. This has nothing to do with, like, nothing to do with domestic surveillance, nothing to do with transparency. It has to do with top secret info on a foreign state's own espionage program, the sort of thing that should remain classified and off limits, as opposed to the stuff Snowden leaked, or much of the stuff that Assange manages to get a hold of. Now then people are going to say, oh yeah, but like CNN and The Intercept, they're reporting on it. Aren't they basically doing what WikiLeaks does? That is, they don't generate the material that they release. They don't hack, you know, try to obtain material to release. They just report on stuff that's given over to them. So anyone who wants, like, we need to extradite Julian Assange for, you know, treason, which he's not a U.S. citizen, so that doesn't really apply, treason or espionage or something. Wouldn't you want to do the same to, like, you know, people in CNN and The Intercept reporting on this? Dig through, when they conduct an investigation, are they going to find that some higher up at CNN decided to deliberately attempt to infiltrate the government with what they'll bill as benevolent motives? Oh, yeah, we were worried Trump wouldn't talk to the media. We'd have to do some muckraking. We needed to implant people in there or something. Could be part of a larger conspiracy. I don't think that's likely. I think this is a self-righteous, self-proclaimed liberal, used to work for CNN, you know, so was part of apparently the Keystone thing, the Keystone protests, was part of the resist thing after Trump took office, and decided to be self-righteous and give this material over, despite it having nothing to do, I mean, it doesn't have anything to do with the average lives of citizens. People, I saw on Twitter a few people saying, oh, well, Russia probably hacked the election. That's funny, because the Democratic Party itself, the Democratic candidate, Tim Kaine, the vice presidential candidate, all of the Donna Brazils of the party and so forth, they all said, and Obama himself swore up and down, oh, it can't be hacked. Obama comes out a few days later, you know, when all the Clinton fans are really upset. He's like, what the heck are you whining about? The results are in. No, it's not. It hasn't been hacked. It wasn't rigged. Get over it. Trump won the election. Obama's trying to set you Democrats straight. Towards the end of his second term, he tried to do this as well with people within the Democratic Party who are constantly haranguing. Now, even like the race issue, I think got a little bit old for Obama. He's like, okay, well, I can do things other than be the first black president, and you're kind of crimping my style here, so could you please tone it down a little bit? Even his own fans were getting a little too vicious for him. But Reality winner. What an ironic term for someone who's probably going to serve 10, 15 years in federal prison, being gone after by the DOJ for leaking top secret. This isn't just like, oh yeah, it's rudimentary classified info at some social security number, some low level, the janitor of the FBI was named there over a waste paper basket stealing incident or something. It's not something that's just classified, it's top secret. There's like a handful of agents and contractors can see it. The president can see it. A handful of people like in Congress, not even all of them are going to have access to this material. And it got leaked. Well, thanks. Yeah, they did a great job at helping our country out. This is so similar to what Snowden did. This is so similar to the DNC leaks, which had to do with a private corporation, not the U.S. government or anything like that. Very, very funny material. That's about all. Peace out.